Good afternoon, happy Tuesday, and welcome to Coffee and a Card. So I am excited to be here with you, as always, to make a card with you. So, hello. Oh my goodness, what a week it's been, right? I have my window open, so I should warn you because you might hear some unusual noise. I don't really know how different it'll sound, but I forgot to close the window before I went live. It's just such a beautiful fall day. So I suspect it means you're going to hear some cars once in a while, but it's all good. Hi, Tony. Hi, Linda. Welcome, everybody who's coming in. So I've got a couple of pieces of happy mail to show you. And then I am going to make a card using the Modern Garden bundle, and also let you know, hi Pauline, that I'll be doing some other Modern Garden cards tomorrow. So, let's see, today's Tuesday, Wednesday. So Wednesday at 10 a.m. over in the Handcrafted Blessings community group, I will be doing the Card Club Live, which is my monthly video showing how to make my Card Club cards. And those cards this month feature the Modern Garden bundle. So same bundle you're seeing today, totally different cards. So we'll be looking at that tomorrow. All right. So, wait. Before I put my camera down, I have happy mail to show you. Hello. All right. So this first one comes from Joan Shepperly. And so it says, thanks a bunch. And it looks like this is, it's designer series paper. I was trying to decide if that was like a bunch of different pieces of cardstock lined up, but it's actually a piece of designer series paper. And then she's got her note there in the middle. That's a cute little mouse on there. And the other one comes from Michelle Olmos. And we got a Christmas card here, express delivery from the North Pole, with her message on the inside. But I love the sparkle. Look at how much it sparkles. Glitter is so fun. I mean, not necessarily like the shaker glitter. I'm not a huge fan of that because that just ends up everywhere, right? But I love, like, our glitter paper is so fun to use. So, all right. So we are going to be using the Modern Garden bundle. So let me show you that. So this is the bundle we're using here today. And this coordinates with the Modern Oval Punch. And then there's also the Garden Walk designer series paper. So let me just spread this out here for a second, give you a peek at all of the different designs. So last week I showed you a card using this bundle that was a Christmas card, because there is this really pretty kind of Christmassy paper here. And then on the back we've got some different patterns. And I'll just spread out here so you can kind of see the coordinating colors, because sometimes it's helpful to see what colors go with it too, as you're deciding what paper you might want to get. So there is a lot of flowers, but if you go to the other side, you get all sorts of other patterns. So we're going to mix and match some of these patterns here today. So last night, I was on a team meeting, and Shannon West from the Stampin' Up! Home office joined our team meeting, and she did a mystery card with us, mystery card stamping. And I thought it would be fun to show you the card that we made. So I'm going to actually just make it, is what I mean. So I'm going to be using the Distressed Tile 3D embossing folder. I'll be using Pretty Peacock and Poppy Parade. And we've got some pieces. I've got 4 different patterns from that Garden Walk designer series paper. Okay? So I'll be cutting that in a moment. But first, let me move these out of the way. So first we're going to take our card base, and it is a standard card base, so 5.5 by 8.5. And we'll go ahead and score it at 4 1/4. Oops. There we go. Okay, so we've got our card base. And then we're going to take a piece of the Pretty Peacock, same color, and we're going to cut this to be 4 by 5. So 4 by 5. I didn't say that incorrectly. I do mean 4 by 5. So let's see here. I just grabbed a piece out of my scrap bin, so I'm just going to cut it down a little bit. So 4 by 5. And then we are going to cut our 4 strips of designer series paper, and they are going to measure 2 by 1 1/2. So 2 by 1 1/2. So let's see here. I've got 1 1/2, so we'll do 2 here. Just pulling out some scraps to use. Let's see here, that one's correct. So 1 1/2 by 2. Now, if you did not want to do 4 different designs for this card, you could also just do 2, and you could do 2 of each one. Let's see here. We're gonna do 2 by 1 1/2. There we go. All right, one more. So we'll do 1 1/2 by 2. And there we go. Okay, so we've got our 4 pieces of designer series paper. So let me just move this aside. All right, so we're gonna start with that 4 by 5 piece of Pretty Peacock here, and we are going to emboss it. So I'm gonna grab my Stamp and Emboss machine, and we'll change our sandwich here. So I'll take all these plates out, and we'll just grab plate number 4, because this is a 3D embossing folder. So let me get it out of the packaging. So we're going to take our 3D embossing folder, and I like to use this black line that's right here to help my paper stay straight. So if I can open it, I can take my cardstock and I can line it up on that line so that I know my pattern will be straight. And we'll put it in with the spine first and crank that through our machine. Okay, so we'll set that there. Put this out of the way. So now we have our Distress Tile embossing folder. So this embossing folder coordinates with the All About Autumn suite. So that's where that's coming from. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I am going to put it on my card front. Now, when it's a 3D embossing folder, I do like to put tape all around all 4 sides so that I don't end up with any crinkly edges, because it is tightly embossed, and so I don't want any puckers. So if I just set it down like this and I wasn't really taping it down well, you can see here how it just naturally puckers because of the 3D embossing. So that's why I like to put tape on all 4 sides so that it'll lay nice and smooth. And I creased my base to show you that, so now we'll just have our card base. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are gonna take our 4 pieces of designer series paper, and we're just gonna lay them close together on our card front. I think I'll do this one here. We're just gonna see here, I'm just gonna switch these around, and I'm gonna keep them kind of close together. So when Shannon did this with our mystery stamping, she just had us cut like 4 random pieces, and we didn't really know where we were headed. We didn't see the end result. So I'm actually walking you guys through it the same way because I think it's kind of fun. You don't really know exactly where you're headed, but it's fun to see the pieces come together. So I think that's going to work. I'm going to keep my flowers opposite of each other and then the other patterns opposite. So I'll just take one of these off at a time, and I'll begin adhering these to my card front. It's always easy once you get one in because then you can align everything else based on that one. There we go. So we'll get the third one here. Okay. There we go. And we'll put the last one on. There we go. Okay. There we go. Hi Eva. Oh, it looks like you're watching from Germany. That's very fun. Okay, so we've got that. So we need to do the inside and sentiment and all the things. So I'm going to set the card aside, and we are going to work on a couple of pieces here. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that oval punch, and I'm going to punch out an oval. Okay? And then, let me just set that punch aside here. Just a second, get this out of the way so it's not in my space. And then we are going to take the Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to start by stamping It's Your Birthday. Oh, and you know what? This is dirty because I was using it shortly before this video with a different color. So because I'm switching colors, I need to clean that real quick. Okay. I was just using this stamp with some Night of Navy, which probably would be okay, but we don't want to mix our colors. So we'll do It's Your Birthday. And then I'm going to take a couple of flower stamps. So we've got this collection of small flowers, and then I'll also be using this larger one as well. So I'm going to open up my Poppy Parade ink. And I'm just going to set this back on here. So I'm going to start with my little flowers. And we're just going to add some little flowers around the sentiment piece. Okay, so we've got that right there. And I'm going to move that aside. I'm going to keep my little scrap paper here. And I am going to, actually I'm going to do it in this corner. I'm going to stamp this one that's on the inside. And I'm just going to put some flowers here in the upper corner. Alright, a little bit more. I don't know why I'm stamping left-handed. I was like, why does this feel so awkward to stamp? Because somehow I switched to my left hand. Okay. So we've got our flowers in the corner. Now I'm also going to add the larger flower. So I'll put this flower down here. And what I like to do is I like to pick the flower that kind of matches the Designer Series paper that I'm using. So these two shapes are also on the front paper that we're using on this card. Okay. All right, so we've got a couple of pieces here. So we'll start with putting this on the inside of our card. You know, when I used to work in the corporate world, and I worked with law enforcement, and I would take these phone calls from police officers, and I would need to write notes while they were on the phone with me, but I also needed to look stuff up on my computer. And so I taught myself to use my mouse left-handed. And that's what it just made me think of when I was stamping left-handed. I do not plan to start stamping left-handed. That's not the goal. So I could be like stamping with my left hand and Oh, I could be like drinking wine with my right hand. That could be an option. All right, before we attach this to the front, I'm going to grab the Calypso Coral braided linen trim. Did I just say that right? Yes, braided linen trim. And I'm going to put a couple of pieces of tape here across the middle. And I am just going to weave this back and forth across the front of my card. It's still attached to the spool just because I find it easy for most things that I do. I leave my ribbon attached to the spool just so I don't waste as much ribbon. So we'll take that and then we'll grab our dimensionals so we can dimensionalize this punch piece. And we'll add that. So the Calypso Coral trim also matches with this suite of products, as does the embellishments I'm about to be pulling out too. So there we go. And then the embellishments in this suite are called the Blooming Pearls. And as you'll see here, whoa, I have a couple of partial sheets. So there's 4 different colors in this, in 2 different sizes. Looks like we got a couple stuck together here. Let me get that off my finger and back onto the sheet. I was just trying to get them unstuck and now it's stuck to my finger. So anyways, there's 4 different colors and 2 different sizes of each color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with some of these pink ones down here. And we're just going to stick some of those on the flowers. They make great centers for the flowers. And then I think I'll take 2 dark ones. So I got 3 here in the middle, and I'm going to put 2 more down here on the DSP. Just add multicolor bling to my card. And so there we go. So this was the mystery stamping that we walked through on our team meeting last night. I thought it was kind of fun, and it would be fun to show you the card. So you can see I made the same card. Actually, I just realized I switched up my paper pieces here. And then also I dimensionalized this background piece yesterday. So different ways you can kind of mix and match. And then you've got your inside here. Oh, I did that the same. So anyways, I just thought it'd be fun. You know, we have such a great team, and it's so fun to have these team meetings where we can craft and get together with other crafters. And, you know, because there's this amazing special to join Stampin' Up! That starts in October, I thought I would show you kind of one of the perks of being part of our team and getting to stamp with us and meet other crafters. So anyways, it's a fun bundle to use, and tomorrow I'll be showing you 4 more designs using this bundle at 10 a.m. Central over in the community group. So thanks so much for tuning in today, and don't forget to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you soon.